What up, YouTube? I am back at you with another video, and I am back to tell you today how it feels like 1992 again. I know it's supposed to be 1999, but I'm about to tell you how it feels like 1992 again. And if you remember, well, some of you who are old enough like I am to remember what 1992 was, it was the year the Cowboys finally won the Super Bowl after like 15 years. And I think we are close to that point now. I'm going to give you the similarities in the teams. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing we win the Super Bowl, but knock on wood, we win one this year. Personally, I damn need one. But I am going to say this team is awfully similar, and I damn have a good feeling about this team. I don't know if we're going to win the Super Bowl, but I feel like we definitely have a shot to. I'm gonna say is as far as the comparisons, but between this team and that one, the 1992 team was probably the first or second youngest team in the NFL going into it. Our Cowboys are like the second or third youngest team in the NFL. Troy Aikman was going in his fourth year that year. Dak is going into his fourth year. Zeke is a little bit older than what Emmett was going into that season, because that was Emmett's third year, and this is going to be Zeke's fourth year. And I believe that was like Michael Irvin's fifth or sixth season, and this is Amari's fifth season. And you actually had two young linebackers in Robert Jones and Ken Norton. How you have a Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch, both fast, can play the pass, can actually play the run. Probably, I think Robert Quinn, while he's not quite Charles Haley, he's actually had a better statistical season that Charles Haley's ever had, but he's quite hasn't been as consistent as Charles Haley. But I think Robert Quinn can come and give us 10 sacks. And I see Tristan Hill as a Russell Maryland, Leon Lett type who can push the pocket and do everything. Probably the difference is you actually already had a built-in pass rusher in the Marcus and Arms. Back then we had Tony Tolbert on the other side of Charles Haley. Secondary, I like our cornerbacks in Woozier and Brian Jones better than I would Pup, Kevin Smith, and Larry Brown. Safeties probably had an edge. Well, we didn't know that going into that season with James Washington and Darren Woodson. I like Xavier Woods over James Washington. I'm not going to put anybody bearing it over Darren Woodson until they get out there and show me that. I think Ioka and Heath and who knows, maybe Donovan Wilson could make up into that other safety spot. Offense, probably this is a better going into an offensive line, even though we didn't know what that 92 line was going to become. And end up being, as most people say, the greatest offensive line in NFL history. But I think with the type of the year I think Zeke's going to have, we could very possibly send, if everybody remains relatively healthy, all of our offensive line to the Pro Bowl. I think Connor Williams is going to have a great year. And I think Lyle Collins is going to have a great year. I mean, still knocking on wood health, I think Tyron Smith's going to have a good year, even though people say it actually was an off year, but he didn't give up a sack the entire year. Yeah, it's crazy when you think about that. Off year for him is not giving up a sack. So, Travis Frederick said at the charity baseball game, he damn feels pretty much 100%, or at the worst 98, 99%. Zach Martin even missed a game because of a knee injury, but I actually definitely like our O-line. I see a lot of Jay Novacek and Blake Jarwin. I'm not going to really use Witten because I personally don't think Witten's going to be the starting tight end when it's all said and done. He's going to be that clutch third down guy. But Mari's just like Mike, except he is shiftier and he may run a little bit better routes. I don't know if he has that toughness or passion Mike has. I mean, that's my favorite player in NFL history. But I think it's definitely, I mean, you actually had a young, and even at the coaching staff, you actually had a young guy, North Turner, who people didn't really know much about, sort of like Kellen Moore. I mean, we can't call Garrett Jimmy to till we win a Super Bowl, but but if you really look at it, he's in that same type of mold of the players that run through a wall for him. So in that sense, he is sort of like Jimmy, but he doesn't have the overall winning track record, even though he's win-wise, he's probably the second winningest coach in Cowboys history after Tom Landry, when you think about it. Because Jimmy only stayed for 3 seasons, he actually probably would have been if him and Jerry didn't butt heads. But personally, I got this feeling, and I think Mark Holmes said it in a video he did this morning. This team is very together. Unlike most teams, everybody shows up to OTAs. They actually go out together. They actually vacation together. Possibly because Dallas is just a great place and wonderful weather most of the time, so it makes sense for everybody to stay in the area. But this is a tight knit team. No matter the black players, the white players. I mean, I'm quite sure everybody in the locker room don't always get along, but for the most part, the core guys love each other. For the most part, everybody is together. Even with the contracts, they aren't saying, "Well, I am not going to come in till I get my deal." They all, when it damn happens, it damn happens. To me, that is going to translate on the field. Like I said, it may not be a Super Bowl, but I think we actually got a real shot this year. I mean, to me, we are butting in, and then the way the 91 season ended, they finally got over the playoff hump, beating the Bears, which in our case was the Seahawks. Then the next week, they actually get ran over by Barry Sanders and the Lions. They actually learned a lot about that. We actually the next week winning, and then got beat by the Rams and almost gave up 300 yards rushing. And the next year became the best defense in the league, yards and scoring. And I certainly think we damn had that possibility. Once again, knocking on wood, hoping for no injuries. And I even think our veterans like Sean Lee can damn step up. We actually, if we could get Randy Gregory back, we would have as much depth on the D-line as anybody in the league. And it's all young depth. Even the oldest guys like Tyron Crawford is still 6 or 7 years. It's maybe 4 guys on the team that's over 30, I think, is Witten, Lee, Landisser, maybe George Ioka, but actually he's not even that old. Because if you look at our O-line, Tyron Smith is the longest tenure guy, but he's the second youngest. Well, probably maybe third youngest now. Because I think, only Connor Williams is younger than him on the O-line. Which is crazy. So we actually got youth, and I think that playoff game was a experience, even though that 91 team, 92 team got truly blown out by the Lions, and we actually fought for most of that game, and actually I don't even like to think about it, but yeah, we actually had a shot if we could have got the ball back. But yeah, tell me what you think about my comparisons when I'm on, when I'm off. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you for another one, and I should be on live tomorrow with actually DMV. So see you then.